All right, and we're live. What's up, everyone? Hopefully everyone's having a good time. Hey, what's up, Looney? Sure thing. See, hopefully everyone's having a good evening. Well, that's a lot of people. Let's go ahead and get stuff started. Let's swap over to our streaming stuff. Got my water, got everything good to go. So our goal for today is to make it to Blackthorne City, as well as knocking out anything else that might be in the way. See, my controller has synced over. Let's go ahead and start up our cartridge of Pokemon Crystal. Think it remembered the dimensions for everything? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, oops. I did not reset our timer. Oh, we were so close. Almost had everything good to go. I kind of don't want to reset the timer. Is there anything coming up in these? Okay, but it's loud for me, so let's get past that. Let's check out our interactive Johto map. On our way to Blackthorne. Let's see. In our ice path, we're looking only for crystal Pokemon. There is a Jinx that I could catch. Did I catch Jinx? I don't remember if I caught Jinx. Definitely caught Sneasel. Definitely caught Delibird. Definitely caught Swinub. I want to say I caught Jinx. I think maybe it was a 1% chance. Delibird was a 40% chance at night. Sneasel was a 1% chance at night. I don't know if we caught Jinx. So it might be worth my time to reset the timer. But unfortunately, I cannot do that here because of how in-game shortcuts work for, yeah, it's not letting me do it. I'm gonna have to put the cartridge, and we'll reset the timer on it, make it earlier in the day. That's the one bad thing about the timed events in the game. Is that I have to keep swapping in and out the times. So let's boot it up on this Game Boy real quick. Oops. There we go. In the meantime, let's get back here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need my info here. Let's see, what are we at? Let's open up our website to help us with this. All right, we got our passcode. Oh. Reset the clock. Yep. Password okay. So I'm cool if it's still being Sunday. Let's pull up our timer. We'll make it just a 12-hour difference. That should be more than enough for us to get everything that we want to get done. Alright, let's go ahead and save that, and then we'll throw it back into the analog pocket. You guys ever need links to those tools? Let me know. I'll tell you guys how to get to it. There we go. Swap back over to our stream stuff. Play cartridge. Yuppers. Alright, here we go. Sunday morning, 9:15. What's our team? That's right, I was going nuts, guys. I was leveling up every Pokemon to like 40. It's been 2 weeks too since you guys last saw me. I didn't stream last weekend. Alright, let's go ahead. I don't remember where I was gonna have you. I'm assuming it'll be here. Where do I want to put you? Let's put you... There's no room. Alright, so you would have been here, I guess. I will put you underneath Farfetch'd. This Poliwag can go beneath the... Oh, or that box is full. I will put you beneath the Voltorb. Wait, no. Beneath the Magnemite. We got a Flaffy now, which hopefully as we pursue further will evolve into something much nicer. Let's go ahead and pull Totodile back up. I cannot wait. Cannot wait till we're in Gen 3. I've been dabbling a little bit in Gen 3 now, guys, and just so I can get my bearings for it eventually. Saying what to expect, how well soft resetting's gonna go, what options do I have available to me, so on and so forth. Is it Pidgey that I want to bring along? Wait, don't we have 6 already on the team then? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel like we're gonna need Wave Runner here. Wave Runner is gonna be our multi-purpose dude over here. We got Surf Strength, Whirlpool, and Waterfall. I don't anticipate us that we'll need to be flying around unless I'm in Mahogany, which is possible. Yep, I am in Mahogany Town. Not Mahogany, I'm in Cyanwood, I should be. Yep, Cyanwood. I was grinding out Pokemon in the waters nearby here. Like I said, once a bunch of my Pokemon get to the point where they can no longer learn any more of their moves, I'm gonna go ahead and start evolving them. So that's why you guys can see I have the Haunter now. So we're gonna have to move Wave Runner out for now. And grab hold of Pidgey to help us fly around. And I'm gonna change boxes because I don't want to get caught with having a full box. There's only like a Poliwag in that box, so we're good. Alright, so some basic setup. I really should have paid attention. I kind of was tuckered out by the grinding at that point, as you can imagine. It was super time consuming. And now we're in Mahogany Town. We'll go ahead and grab that Gyarados. Oh, I wish that there was a swap feature. So, Pidgey, kind of need to put you on the sidelines for now. We are going to need Wave Runner though. Because we're gonna need to surf, we're gonna need to do a lot of stuff in that cave. Oh right, I wanted to see Pokedex. Want to search for ice types. Begin search. Huh. Guess I don't have a Jinx yet. Should be easy enough to see. We'll just set it to... No, yeah, we don't have a Jinx yet. I never caught a Jinx. So that's something I need to do while I'm in that cave. I thought I had caught everything I needed to catch. I guess I was wrong, so I guess we'll hang around that cave for a little bit. Wait, I want to make sure that my... I'm all over the place and pressing buttons. Let's set it back to our Johto Dex. Oh yeah, that's right, I was also fishing, so that doesn't help. So let's go into our pack, go into our key items, use our bicycle. Visit Grandma's shop, she sells stuff that nobody else has. Oh yeah, we already did that. So burnt berry, gonna toss that into the PC later. Oops. Alright, here we go. So, where is this, Jinx? Jinx can be found in basement floor 1. I'm gonna assume we're on the first floor right now. And there's a ton of items that I want to get while we're in here. Oh no! Do. I think I'm gonna avoid fighting stuff for now just because we're already super overleveled. I don't think we have to spend too much time grinding out anymore. I think there was an item here that we got. I think it was Whirlpool. Yeah, that was how we got it. I gotta figure out how to get back up there. So alright, so we're basement floor 1. There's a 1% chance of running into a Jinx down here. I'm gonna pass up on some of this stuff for now. Wave Runner. Gonna be our multi-purpose dude to handle some of this. Gotta be careful here. I'm gonna want you up here, I guess. Boulder fell through. Swinub. We already got a Swinub, and it's level 40. I am nuts. I can't believe I'm leveling every single Pokemon, but it's letting me figure out which Pokemon I'm going to enjoy and which ones I'm not, so, I mean, that's the plus of it, I guess. Right, we are gonna push it. No, that's not gonna work. We can do this one for sure, though. I'm just gonna keep running from these battles. The boulder fell through. I can push it. No! Messed up. We messed up. Oh my gosh. It's because I'm on the bike. Can we do this and it'll reset that boulder? Hello, Swinub. Unless we run into a shiny, I am probably not too interested in scooping any of you guys up. No, I gotta come in from the south. We're gonna do this correctly. Probably should get off the bike. Oh, we gotta reactivate this. We push it up here, we loop around, and BAM! Do 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 do. Huh. What would one do with that boulder? I guess push it down for there? Is it only on the first basement floor? Or can we catch him elsewhere? Basement floor 2, basement floor 1, and basement floor 3. Because as soon as I land on there, I get attacked. Hey, we found the full heal. Oh man, Rock Smash? Really? Hey, it's a Jinx. Alright, now how are we gonna do this? Oh, we can definitely start by sending out Flaffy. To be instantly put to sleep. As soon as we wake up, we are gonna Thunder Wave. I want you to be awake, and I don't want you to be awake from another battle. Is all you're gonna use Lovely Kiss? Is that all you know? Oh, you know Powder Snow. Alright. So... let me see what my attack options are. I'm probably gonna be Rage with, Rage with Totodile, in all honesty. Nightshade would do exactly 40 damage. I don't know how much HP it has, so hope I'm not gonna regret this. Alright, I feel like I would be chancing it if I did any more than that. Now let's hope the Great Ball catches it. That's the other thing. Nope, why would it? Of course. You would think if it said like, oh, it's fully paralyzed, it can't move, can't fight back, can't do anything, should be the easiest moment to catch it. There we go. Now we have a Jinx, bringing our Pokedex up to 93. Jinx's data was added to the Pokedex. It has several different cry patterns, each of which seems to have its own meaning. Give a nickname to Jinx? No, we're not calling you Lola like in Gen 1. Well, I caught every Pokemon that I need from in here, so... We can take that staircase up, or we can... Oh, it's just a faster way. Never melt ice. That's actually a useful item. Actually, you know, we caught the Jinx. I should probably save. I don't want to have to deal with something silly happening. And we picked up a Never Melt Ice, which will be good for an ice type, I guess. $385 hours. I'm insane. Alright, so there doesn't seem to be anything hidden there or here. I guess we're getting out. Oh boy. I guess it's not that way. TM44. What is TM44? Rest. That's actually a useful one. This one lonely rock. Nope. Might be time for me to get new headphones too. They're kind of doing a weird thing where I can only hear one side. Doesn't happen all the time, but enough to be annoying. Do 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 do. Well, now I'll have another Pokemon to get to level whatever we get to, because it's probably going to be 45, I guess, is what I'll probably want to get him to. There's something down there, so I need to figure out how to get down there. Swine up. Iron. Also proved to be useful, but at a later time. Protein. EP up. Exit? Exit. We are in Blackthorne City. Wow, you came through the ice path? You must be a real hotshot trainer. No, just good enough to push blocks around apparently. Blackthorne City. A quiet mountain retreat. Dragonaire's cute, but I don't have it. Do you have Dragonair female? Want to trade for my Dodrio? Dodrio is a good Pokemon, but you don't want to trade? Oh, darn. Plenty of things to explore here, I guess, for now. Dratini, draw! A clan of trainers who can freely command dragons lives right here in Blackthorne. As a result, there are many legends about dragons in this town. What do you have to say? Are you going to make your Pokemon forget some moves? Oh, the move deleter must be here. Should be useful for getting rid of things like Fly and other HMs. Dragon Masters all come from the city of Blackthorne. Blackthorne City, Pokemon Gym. Leader Clair, the blessed user of Dragon Pokemon. Clair, our gym leader, is waiting for you. However, it would be impossible for a run-of-the-mill trainer to win. Oh, we'll explore the rest of the town before we deal with Clair. Aru! Voices in my head. Huh? I'm listening to my radio. Wow, you and your Pokemon are really close. There was this move I just had to teach my Pokemon, so I got the move deleter to make it forget an HM move. Deep inside far off Indigo Plateau, it's the Pokemon League. I hear the best trainers gather there from around the country. Saving, don't turn off the power. Please save the game. Actually, I'm gonna need Wave Runner for now. I'm pretty sure. So let's not get rid of him yet. Do do boo do do. We hope to see you again. And here's the mart. Max Repel keeps weak Pokemon away from you. It's the longest lasting of the repel sprays. You can't buy Max Revive, but it fully restores a fainted Pokemon. Beware, it won't restore the PP or power points needed for moves. Welcome, how may I help you? I can start buying Ultra Balls now, but we're still rolling out with some Great Balls, so we won't worry about that yet. Pretty soon, though. And I guess you are the move deleter? Move deleter's house. Oh yes, I'm the move deleter. I can make Pokemon forget moves. Shall I make a Pokemon forget? Nope. Nope, come visit me again. Trainer tips. A Pokemon holding a Miracle Berry will cure itself of any status problem. So they're pretty good then, in other words. And is this the exit to the town? Yeah, Route 45. Mountain road ahead. And a dark cave, of course. What do we have to work with down here? Geodude. Let's see what's on Route 45. Let's not waste time. So, we can catch Skarmory around here. We can catch Phanpy. We can fish for Dratini. So, Skarmory at 5% and Phanpy at 5%. But I don't know if I'm still considered in early morning hours. When does morning end in Pokemon? 9:59? Oh man, we better hurry then. But you can't carry any more items because you're carrying... Oh my gosh. Hey, that's a Gligar. Oh, I skipped over Gligar, whoops. But I don't want female Pokemon, unfortunately. Like how I can't pick up anything because stupid item restrictions in the bag. And I knew I should have done it. And my PC box is already full of items. Escape from Walpolma, Amulet, Burnt Berry. Can deposit that. I know we can deposit iron. There's no room. Can we deposit a protein? Okay. Can we deposit a PP up? Okay. Doubles monetary earnings. I feel like I should put that on Meowth. Deposit a max potion? No room. And I deposit a max revive, there's no room. And I deposit 2 full heals, okay. What is in my box? Super potions, hyper potions, full restores, full heals. I'm never gonna use these. Actually, no. That would be dumb. We're not going to just throw them away. I'm gonna withdraw them. Alright, so let me deposit that iron now, at least. Let me see what else I can withdraw. I don't... If it wasn't for the fact that the mystery gift girl in Stadium 2 keeps giving me these X accuracies and guard specs and all this, I would have gotten rid of it by now. And I'm gonna keep getting berries. I got a King's Rock here, a Thunderstone, a Moonstone. Got a couple Moonstones. Super Repel, Max Repels, a Nugget. I could always sell the Nuggets, but I kind of want them. All these male iron should go under protein. Let's organize that real quick. At least I'm pretty sure that I can put it under the protein. I guess I'll sell the 6 super potions. I'm really never gonna use them. And I've got 17 minutes. No, not buy, sell. Never really use items. Alright, let's see if we can get lucky and get some of these Pokemon. You're a Graveler. I guess I could pick up the elixir now. Gravelers have a 30% chance to, at this time of day, to show up. Do you give decent EXP? Because this might be the new grinding spot for now. You are an evolved Pokemon. 440, that's not too bad. Ralph, I really don't have time for this. A battle with you? Listen, I would consider battling you, but hear me out. I gotta catch a Phanpy. You're just gonna keep rolling out with the Gravelers. I might have to start running from some of these battles because time is precious right now as we try to grab a 5% chance for a Phanpy. I've got 14 minutes to make that 5% show up. Oh, but we can try to go for God, never mind. Let's just double check though. Will Rage be enough? Oh, you've got the hard defense, I guess. Oh, that's what I needed to know. Is Gligar a tanky Pokemon? Geodude has a 30% chance. Skarmory, I don't have to worry about too much. It's the Phanpy. If I'm gonna catch it, the Phanpy needs to show up. Skarmory has a 5% chance in the morning and midday. Oh, this is gonna take a bit. Oh, here's a Gligar again. What the heck? They're all female. I wonder if they're a mostly female species. Hello, Graveler. I'm sure my Geodude is dying to evolve. Oh, there's another Gligar. And again, it's a female. While we do that, let me see if I can look up Gligar's gender ratio. Maybe it's a female-only species and I'm just dumb. Oh, or there's the male. Right as I was about to start looking it up. Rage! Okay, so you want to hit the 10% to your right, Totodile, because apparently the animation for Harden does not cover that area. Alright, we got it down to the yellowish area, so let's go with Flaffy, and we'll thunder wave. Do 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 do. It doesn't affect Gligar. Then that means it's part ground. Well, let's try our luck with a Great Ball then. If it doesn't want to get caught, then I'll swap over to Haunter. Gligar was caught. Gligar's data was newly added to the Pokedex. Fly Scorpio built its nest on a steep cliff. When it is done gliding, it hops along the ground back to its nest. It's 3 feet tall and 143 pounds. That thing's heavy. Oh, one of the newer Pokemon of that area we caught. No time for you, Gliger. You have a 20% chance. We're looking for our little 5% Fampy. Oh, we can use the Pokemon database. Pokemon database is giving me Gen 4 when I'm looking for Gen 2. There we go. Only shows up early morning. Yep, it's Route 45. At this point, whichever one shows up, we're gonna try to catch. Apparently, it can show up at all hours of the day in silver. I wonder if it might just be worth it to try and catch it in silver. It's got a 50-50 chance in silver too. We've got 7 minutes for that Fampy to show up, otherwise I'll have to catch it off stream. Did catch Gliger though. Another Gliger. Come on, Fampy. Where are you hiding? Okay, there's a Dawn fan. Worst case, right? Let's do it. Let's catch the Dawn fan. Or we can breed it and get our little Fampy from that instead. I don't normally catch evolved types, but Considering that this showed up before the actual lower one, right? Hey, that was kind of scary. Great ball, go! Not even close. Alright, Hunter. I'm gonna need you to put this bad boy to sleep. Or bad girl. It's a female. Take a nap, Dawn Fan. Of course. Of course. You're only in like the teeny tiny little red part. You have status effects. I'm throwing great balls at you. Why wouldn't you get caught? Is the better question. Oh my gosh. You didn't even try. Holy smokes. Didn't even try to shake. Oh my god. Can you at least try to shake? How did we go from getting 3 to 4 shakes to like not shaking at all? Like, are you kidding me right now? Oh my god, we're gonna run out of great balls. Oh, here we go. Two great balls left. Ah. Donphan, the armor Pokemon, 3 feet 7 inches, 265 pounds. Because this Pokemon skin is so tough, a normal attack won't even leave a scratch on it. Donphan was sent to Bill's PC. We are not going to be able to catch the Phanpy, but at least we got a Donphan that I can breed later, I guess. And it's officially 10 AM in-game, so yeah, no more attempting to catch. We can still go for the Skarmory, I guess. Oh, the floor is no longer yellow. I kind of want to explore this lower route, but I'm gonna definitely want to bring a Pidgey with me. Or my Pidgey, rather. So that way we can just fly back up and not have to circle the whole thing again. Or go to a Pokemon Center later just to do that. So who am I gonna remove? I don't want to get rid of Wave Runner just in case, and I want these two for catching purposes. So Chikorita it is. Chikorita, you take a chill. And we'll bring out Pidgey so that when we make it down to the bottom of the route, we can just fly back up. We did not catch the Fampi in time. So we'll go down this way first. Are you gonna battle? Yep. Be prepared for anything. Let me see if your Pokemon have been raised properly. Hacker Eric wants to battle and sends out Machop. That wasn't too bad, and of course we get Seismic tossed. What are you gonna send out next? A Machop? Then I think I'm gonna want to send out Flaffy. It'd be kind of neat if Flaffy evolved. We will stick it out, only because I'll just swap you out. You can get some of that EXP. Oh, magnitude. Oh, I lost that. We got 864 for winning. Send some home to mom. Hi Lee, how are you? While shopping today, I saw this adorable doll. So I bought it with your money. Sorry. It's in your room. You'll love it. I will take a quick trip to my room once we're done going down this path, I guess. There's another trainer for us to fight over there. Nothing we can do over here. Is that an item? No, that's somebody's head. Nope. We found a max potion. What is your battle strategy? It is foolish to use strong moves indiscriminately. Cool trainer Kelly wants to battle and sends out Meryl. Perfect. A thunder mist. War Turtle. I would much rather have Thunderbolt or something else. Because Thunder misses way too much. It's not any good if it's just gonna keep missing. Oh my god, 3 turns in a row that it's missed, and 4 times that it's missed in this battle. She's got a lot of war turtles. And with that, Flaffy's gonna get to evolve. Full Trainer Kelly was defeated. Fine, I lost. What? Flaffy's evolving? Congratulations, your Flaffy evolved into Ampharos. This is one of my favorite electric types, but fully acknowledge that it may not be the best electric type, but this is an Ampharos household. We should probably remove it off the top of the list, though. A nugget. I'm not gonna waste my time fighting you guys for now. Found the revive, and we also found the battle. Why do I climb mountains? Because they're there. Why do I train Pokemon? Because they're there. Hiker Timothy wants to battle, sends out Diglett. Ooh, a Doug trio. I'd expect it to be faster than me. Hiker Timothy was defeated. Losses, they're there too. Totodile, you're almost 41. Oh, you're not gonna fight me? I'm really, really tough. Whoa! That was an interesting battle. I had to talk to him to initiate. Camper Quinton wants to battle. No matter how tough you are, I'll take you on. 'Cause I'm like 10 levels above you. Gonna send out a Primeape? Seems like a perfect opportunity to level up Pidgey. Wow, you got a lot of unusual Pokemon. Of course. Ow. Give me my health back. And your delicious dreams. Nom nom nom. Camper Quentin was defeated. I was tough at the battle tower. Lee got 600 for winning. What? Totodale's evolving? No, he's not! Have you been to the battle tower? I never ever lose there, but... yeah, well, you lost to me, buddy. I'm also like a billion levels above everyone in this area. I'm gonna have to get a map of like Route 45. Because all of these like little branching paths as we jump down and not being able to run back, that's gonna get annoying real fast, I can tell. Oh, what's this? Mystery Berry. This is Route 46. A paralyzed cure berry. Sure. Oh boy. I'm raising Pokemon too. Will you battle with me? Camper Ted wants to battle. Sends out Mankey. Oh, well, that was short-lived. What? I did my best, but came up short. No excuses, I admit. I lost. I race Pokemon too. Will you battle with me? We're just gonna call you Aaron. You got a Ponyta, Aaron. Hit you with that Swift. Aaron was defeated. Oh, rats. I've been to many gyms, but the gym in Goldenrod is my favorite. It's filled with pretty flowers. It really made me angry to lose. I have to train much harder. Here's my number. I'm Aaron. Don't forget. Want to battle me again? Sure. Oh no, your phone's all filled up. Oh, is it? How can we get rid of this time? Why do I have Wilton's number? What does Wilton do? Huh, he does not show up on this list. Oh, Aaron's just for a rematch? What does Jack give? He's just a battle rematch? I don't care for that. Aaron might give higher stuff. Alan is the one who I should have kept. He gives me firestones. And Tully gives me free water stones. Anyway, I guess I'll take Aaron's number for now. Speed. I have a feeling I know where I'm at. Yep. So let's pass by my house because she says she bought me a new doll. I'd like to decorate my room. A Charmander. What's this? Oh, that's my Famicom. It says NES, but that clearly is a Famicom. Decorations. I got one game console. Ornaments. Fairy, Jigglypuff, Charmander, Staryu, Magikarp, Oddish, Shelder, Grimer, Voltorb, Geodude, Machop. I guess it's the Machop doll she got me, because I don't remember the other ones. Maybe it was a Geodude? No, I had the Geodude dot already. I had Geodude, I had Shelder. I don't know if I had Voltorb. I guess it was Machop? I don't remember having a Machop doll. And Staryu's currently out. It was either that or the Clefairy. Oh wait, what's up with the bed? While I'm here. There's no room. I guess I don't have one there. Wouldn't it be better to have berries versus these healing items? Because Pokemon can actually hold it, right? So having an Ice-Heal is kind of useless. Oh wait, I forgot. My tropical plant, my 2 posters, my 1 game console, and my feathery bed. That's already used. Oh, thanks for the Pokédoll, Mom. Now I'm gonna go fly back up to Blackthorne City. Let's continue to walk down this route and see what we find this time. Although I should probably look up a map. So I can know what the heck I'm actually doing. I don't remember if I had that trainer battle. We didn't do this trainer battle, I feel like. What are your thoughts on raising Pokemon? I think we should all love and respect our Pokemon. Cool trainer Ryan wants to battle. He's got a Pidgeot! This guy ain't messing around. He's got a Pidgeot at level 25. He's game sharking. He's action replaying. He cheating. Can't have a Pidgeot at level 25. Pidgeots evolve at like 36. How do you have a Pidgeot at 25? I call shenanigans. This isn't like the Pidgeotto situation where you can catch one in Viridian Forest in Pokemon Yellow at a low level. You are clearly up to no good, scoundrel. Oh, and you got Electabuzz too, huh? Oh, he's got Thunder Punch. Okay, as long as I don't get paralyzed, I don't care. You've won my respect. I see you're raising your Pokemon with care. The bond you build will save you in tough situations. Thanks, dude. That's actually a very positive, rather positive message. Thank you. Alright, so I don't have a choice but to jump down here. Hello, Liz. Falconer of the Violet City Gym is cool and handsome, but they say his dad, who's out training on the road, is even more cool and handsome than Falconer. I wish I could meet him. Okay, I'll call you later. I've done this trainer battle, so since the paths kind of connect here, let's do this. We'll fly back up. And then we're gonna go down purely the left side this time. Because there's a trainer battle there that apparently I missed. May as well knock this annoying stuff out now. Get some levels, I guess. And we'll do Blackthorne, explore some of that dark cave, because by that point I would hope I have enough of everything. Like, I'll have all the badges, so all the HMs should work, so I should be able to explore those caves. Wow, what an awkward situation. Where I don't want to swap Pokemon, but you've given me a Pokemon that I have no type advantage against. Good thing he only knows Rage. Hiker Perry was defeated. Wahaha, I'm the big loser. I'm not much good at thinking, see? So I just plow ahead with power. Sheesh, the way you attacked. That was something. We should meet again. What was his name? Perry? What the heck, Perry? Why are you asking me a tough question of if I want to pick up your number? And why does your number not show up here in Cerebi? Made a better list of numbers. Oh my god, that was a really cringe answer to that question. I'm not gonna read it, I'm gonna spare you guys. Oh, that was the closest I got, huh? That once Pokemon Crystal Cerebi page. But then when I look up these people, they don't show up. Even if I said yes, I don't have space. If it's just for rematches, I don't really care. Anyway, let's look at our map again here. Alright, so if I go down this way, there should be an item. Let me save just in case. We're almost at 100 Pokemon. Alright, so... Oh, I should have just kept going down. I think there was an item for me to get there. We'll double check that. We'll rerun this. Wasting precious time, Geodude. If you don't mind. Alright, so whatever was here, we already got. So I'm gonna go down the other way. I was training here alone. Behold the fruits of my labor. That means I didn't come down this path, which means that I have to come back down this path again. Machoke! Because there's two trainers that I could potentially fight here. That is kind of annoying. Critical hit. Kenji was defeated. Warg. Oh no, Cyndaquil's evolving. Let's make it Pidgey next. This calls for extreme measures. I must take to the hills and train in solitude. Our battle bowl's remarkable. I wish for something to remember you by. Perhaps your phone number will do. My training makes it impossible to chat much, but... Sure. Come back later. I'll come back someday, I'm sure. Greatest lie ever told. Oh wait, we fought this trainer? The best thing to ever happen to me was discovering Pokemon. I almost soft reset when what I wanted to do was fly. Back to Blackthorne. And we'll go down that route, and I think that'll be all the trainers, so... We can safely just take the right side here. When it comes to sheer spunkiness, I'm the man. Hiker Michael. And apparently, now that I'm looking at this image on GameFAQs, there is something I could kind of use here, I guess. There was a hidden item in the water. Oh, he self-destructed. But I was up in the air, so, yeah. Oh, he's got a Geodude. The next Pokemon he's going to send out is Graveler. I'm going to assume that the third one might be Golem. Seems like a cheesy thing they might do. Oh, but this is not a good matchup for Pidgey. Even if I wanted to just tough it out with Pidgey, this is not gonna be good if they're just gonna do that. It's not a good matchup for Haunter either. Oh. Oh wait, it's rocks, not ground. Whoops. And of course you're gonna miss. As they throw rocks at you? Sure, no problem, Haunter. You do you, Haunter. You keep on missing, Haunter. That's gonna hurt. So do you want to start hitting stuff now, Haunter? Do you want that hypnosis to connect? No, okay, just making sure. Just making sure, Haunter. I hope you realize you are in the yellow. How many times have we tried to use hypnosis just now? We used it like 6 times and it missed. I cannot rely on Haunter having hypnosis and Dream Eater. Like, we gotta change up this moveset. Yep, I called it. Oh my god, Golem looks derpy. Oh, gonna miss again? Don't worry, I'm sure this Golem also knows Magnitude, Haunter. Oh, and you got critted. You wanna no? Hey, you know what, Haunter? Sure thing, bud. You wanted to miss every single time? That's okay by me. You're probably not gonna stay on the team for much longer, I'm gonna be honest. At least not as long as you have that disaster of a moveset. Because I feel like Hypnosis misses too much. My Pokemon weren't spunky enough. All of our time running through all of this, and not a single Skarmory, dude. A random PP up here. It's got a 5% chance in the middle of the day. I get that I'm mostly going to run into Geodudes and Gligers and potentially Graveler too at 30%. Jeez. I'm going to give it like, I don't know, let's say 5 minutes. It's 10:35 now. Let's give it 5 minutes to see if we can get a Skarmory. I'm not going to battle any of the wild Pokemon, we're just going to walk up and down the path. We should probably also be on our bikes to not waste as much time. So Skarmory's got a 5% chance. It is now 10:36. Oh, we got another Donphan. This one's level 30. No, because you're part rock, I think. And I don't wanna deal with the headache. So I got the 15% Pokemon to show up. Because Donphan can apparently continue to show up. It's only Phanpy that shows up in the morning though. So Skarmory's got a 5% chance regardless. It is now 10:37. It didn't just become 10:37, I'm sure. I'm just glancing at the clock. I said I was only going to do this for 5 minutes, otherwise I will catch Skarmory off stream. And when it doesn't register down, when I'm trying to get out of the menu quickly. $10:38 now. Why am I being called? I don't give out my number to strangers unless I get free candy. I'm only just now saying this. I had the browser window open. Gotta watch out with those strangers, man. You never know what's in that candy. Just accidentally level you up. Risk evolving. Miss out on precious IVs. And EVs. Not IVs, EVs. What am I saying? Alright, it's 10:39. I got another Donphan. Alright, clock just ticked to 10:40, so I'll do one more after this and that's it. I like how the Donphans are just showing up now. This is gonna be the last attempt. And it was not a Skarmory, it was another Gligar, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go deal with the Clair stuff. Let's go stop at the Pokemon Center. Do 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 do. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Yo, champ in making. It's been a long journey, but we are almost done. Count on me. Clair uses the mythical and sacred dragon type Pokemon. You can't damage them very easily, but you know they're supposed to be weak against ice type moves. I guess I'll leave Pidgey out. Your first battle against dragons? I'll show you how tough they are. Cool trainer Paul wants to battle. It's a Dratini. Of course it knows Thunder Wave. And these Pokemon are level 34? Is it just because he has one? No, he's got 3. They're all gonna try to Thunder Wave me. I can only hope that Fly takes them all out in one hit each time. Uh-oh! About to use Dratini. Trying to stick it through, Pidgey. Oh, that still hits because I'm flying. I think it hits even harder because I'm flying. Of course! Oh my god, the bad luck. Oh, you're dead, Pidgey. I'm so sorry. This Dragon Rage does exactly 40. So, Hunter, you want to be a disappointment again? You're gonna miss with Hypnosis? Of course you are. Now you got paralyzed. Now you're gonna get Dragon Raged. And you missed again. I'm glad you decided to finally hit with Hypnosis after 3 attempts. And you're fully paralyzed. The game's RNG is just not on my side tonight, it looks like. Cool trainer Paul was defeated. My dragon Pokemon lost. Lance told you that he'd like to see you again? Not a chance. So I got 2 dinged up Pokemon because those Dratinis all know Thunder Wave. And they were not messing around either. They had the full intention to paralyze every single time. Take a sip of water. A multi-tiered gym, huh? Oh boy. I can't allow a nameless trainer past me. Claire would be livid if I did. I'm not nameless, I got 7 badges. I stopped Team Rocket. Yo, Seadra is not a dragon type. It will evolve into a dragon type, but it is not a dragon type. You missed! Why did you miss? You weren't even hit with the smoke screen. I'm telling you, the in-game RNG is just not on my side tonight. Oh my god. One smoke screen and it was over. My whole accuracy is gone. Oh my goodness! What is going on? It was one smoke screen. Oh my god, I swear I'm about to just send out Ampharos. I'm getting tired of this. You're gonna end up kicking the bucket Pidgey and I'm not gonna care. Oh my god, everything's gonna miss. Everything's gonna miss. Oh, I lost. It's not as if we all use dragon type Pokemon. Then why are you in a dragon type gym? Cody? I can't wait to hear your post trainer talk. I want the justification. Oh my god, here we go. I need to teach you like psychic and a bunch of other actually useful moves, because now you're gonna get slapped with smoke screen. Now hypnosis is definitely never gonna connect. Oh my god. All it took was one smoke screen. And I'm gonna be stubborn because I just wanted to connect. In the time that it takes for that stupid attack to connect, I could just Nightshade, I'm sure. Cody was defeated. Rat, if only I had a dragon. Members of our dragon user clan can use dragon Pokemon only after our master allows it. I need to go get healed up. I'm all dinged up. I really hope that if I leave, it doesn't mess up Like, it doesn't undo all of the progress I made with the stones, because that would be annoying. Almost as annoying as... Some of my hair's coming down, hitting me in the eye. Please don't tell me I have to drop boulders again. Oh, thank goodness. Wait, that boulder was useless. Got it. Wait, what happens if I land on that boulder? You just put me right there instead. Got it. Cool beans. Beans of cool. My chance of losing? Not even 1%. Oh, either you're really good at math or really bad at it. Oh boy, you got a Dragonair. Nope. Let me guess. Thunder Wave? Thunder Wave. Hypnosis? Oh my god. It's gonna miss every single time. I'm calling it now. I think Hypnosis is supposed to have like a 60% accuracy or something. But when I use it, it's like a 10% accuracy. It's like in MMOs when it's like, oh, you have a 95% chance of adding this card or augment or whatever to your equipment. It's like, oh, shoot, it's probably not going to mess up at all. And then you learn the MMO math. Oh, it was asleep for one whole turn. One whole turn it was asleep, and I'm paralyzed. Of course I am. At least it's almost dead for Pidgey, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I like how his perfect positioning there forces me to have to go back in and out. Let me guess, you're gonna fight me right before I get to Clair. Dragons are sacred Pokemon. They are full of life and energy. If you're not serious, you won't be able to beat them. Alright, Lola. You and your Dratini with the Thunder Wave and the Dragon Rage, I'm sure. That's what literally everybody in this gym does. That's like the meta here. Thunder Wave and Dragon Rage. Oh, I did not mean to Whirlwind. I meant to Quick Attack. That's on me. Oh, you have a Dragonair. Nope. Pidgey, it's just not in the cards for you to level up. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, granted, part of that was 100% my fault for accidentally picking Whirlwind, but it swapped out to a Dragonair. Oh my goodness. This has been the most annoying Pokemon Crystal stream night ever. Dragons are weak against dragon type moves. Yeah, no kidding. I don't know that my Sneasel knows any good ice type moves. And I'm pretty sure the Swinub is just gonna have Powder Snow. Let me see. Yep, it just knows Powder Snow. What about Sneasel? Let's change that to Sneasel. Sneasel doesn't even know a single ice type move on its own, I guess. Oh, here I am just walking out of the Pokemon Center instead of checking my PC box. Jinx we just caught, so Jinx is kind of whatever right now. Alright, let's check box 3. Sneasel. Oh wait, well, I guess I also have a Seal. What do you know, Seal? You know Ice Beam, so the Seal might have to come with us. But, Sneasel... Delibird is useless, it just knows present. Alright, so... that one random seal I caught when I tried to go to the caves. Wave Runner. Let's put you in box 5 for now. Let's go to box 3. And I guess Seal's gonna have to try and do its best for us. It was in the Whirl Islands. I went there and I saw that it was dark and I was like, whatever. And then when I was leaving, like I encountered a seal and I was like, oh, okay, and I caught it. And as you can see at level 40, I obviously raised it, I leveled it. Alright, we made it to Clair. I am Clair, the world's best dragon master. Beg to differ. Continue. I can hold my own against even the Pokemon League's Elite Four. Do you still want to take me on? Fine, let's do it. As a gym leader, I will use my full power against any opponent. You are one of my favorite gym leaders for Gen 2. Leader Clair wants to battle. Sends out Dragonair. At level 37. And I'm gonna send out a seal. And this seal's gonna know Ice Beam. And you know Thunder Wave, because of course you do. Leader Clair is about to use Dragonair. You're just gonna have nothing but Dragonairs, aren't you? You know Thunderbolt! I did not expect that. You're frozen solid? Gotta take advantage of this. You what? The game did not just do that. Oh my god. If I survive. Jeez. I'm gonna guess it knows Thunder Wave. Oh, it knows Slam and it missed. Does this one not know Thunder Wave and Thunderbolts? Because I'll take it. There we go, Kingdra. We are going to not rest, apparently, because it can go faster than me and it knows Hyper Beam. Since you like to Thunder Wave everything that comes out, right? Of course you use a Hyper Potion on your Kingdra. I'm glad Ampharos didn't disappoint me by missing everything. Leader Clair was defeated. I lost? I don't believe it. There must be some mistake. Lee got 4,000 for winning and sent some home to mom. I won't admit this. I may have lost, but you're still not ready for the Pokemon League. I know. You should take the Dragon User Challenge. Behind this gym is a place called Dragon's Den. There is a small shrine at its center. Go there. If you can prove that you've lost your lazy ideals, I will recognize you as a trainer worthy of a gym badge. What's the matter? Is it too much to expect of you? No! It's that I did what I was supposed to do according to the Pokemon League rules. I defeated you. You're supposed to give me a badge, you sore loser. You were great to beat Clair. All that's left is the Pokemon League Challenge. You're on the way to becoming the Pokemon champion. Yeah, apparently not, though. No, you're not ready to take on the Pokemon League yet. I think you were in box 3, right? Yeah, you were in box 3. You did good. It's not your fault that Claire's a sore loser. Let's go into dragons then. Maybe we'll catch a dragon Pokemon while we're in there. Who knows? It's behind the gym. Dragon's Den ahead. If Claire allows it, her grandfather, our master, will also. You may enter. You! How dare you enter uninvited? I was literally sent here! Cool trainer Darren wants to battle. Oh my god, it's more Dragonairs with their Thunder Waves and their Ah! Thunder Wave. Oh no, it knows Wrath. Oh, but you still know Dragon Rage. Cool trainer Darren was defeated. So strong! What, Pidgey's evolving? No, Pidgey is not evolving. Pidgey is not going to evolve till it learns all of its useful moves. The shrine ahead is home to the master of our dragon user clan. You're not allowed to just go in. You shouldn't be in here. Claire sent me in here! Can you guys stop saying that I don't belong in here and just listen for once? I did not expect to see waterfall. Oh, yikes, I lost. Yeah, you did. Soon I'm going to get permission from our master to use dragons. When I do, I'm going to become an admirable dragon trainer and gain our master's approval. Oh lord, there's just trainers everywhere. It's a stranger we don't know. Twins Leia and Pia want a battle. Or is it Paya? Now I'm stuck thinking about their name pronunciations. They're awfully young. They're training to be, what's it called? Dragon types trainers? Once Leia and Pia were defeated, or Paya, or Leia and Paya, or Paya, I don't know, ouchies. It was like having to battle Lance. Lee found Max Elixir. Lee found the calcium. Oh, what am I being attacked by? A Dratini? A male Dratini? Probably have more than 41 HP, right? You do not! Also, do I have any actual gear to catch Pokemon? I have 1 Great Ball and 6 Ultra Ball. It's time to restock. Hold on. I didn't know I can catch Dratini in here. I probably should have anticipated it, but... I should have just flown to the Pokemon Center. May as well start buying Ultra Balls now. Let's make it 25. So that's 30,000 of what I have right now. That's ouchies. Ouchies in the wallet. Do 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 do. I wonder what's on the other side of that then. Dragon Shrine, a shrine honoring the dragon Pokemon said to have lived in Dragon's Den. Oh, fantastic! But I can't get to it from this side. Would have been nice to know, I guess. Oh, you're definitely not gonna have the HP necessary to survive a nightshade. I'm not even gonna bother with you. Really? Riding my bike through the dragon's den. All this just so I can try and avoid getting into battles. Is there anything hidden on this side? I mean, there's land there. Anything here that would be useful? I guess maybe not. Oh, I guess we could be attacked again by a Magikarp. I found a Dragon Fang. I'm not walking, I'm being moved on my own. Good to see you here. No need to explain why you came. Claire sent you here, didn't she? That girl is a handful. I am sorry, but I must test you. Not to worry, you are to answer only a few questions. Ready? What are Pokemon to you? Pal, underling, friend. Oh, I understand. What helps you win battles? Strategy, raising, or cheating? Honestly, it's just raising. Oh, I understand. What kind of trainer do you wish to battle? Tough person. Oh, I understand. What is most important for raising Pokemon? Love, violence, or knowledge? Oh, I understand. Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, which is more important? Both are important. I see. You care deeply for Pokemon. Very commendable. That conviction is what is important. Lee, don't lose that belief. It will see you through at the Pokemon League. So how did it go? I guess there's no point in asking. You did fail? What? You passed? That can't be. You're lying. Even I haven't been approved. Clair, this child is impeccable in skill and spirit. Admit defeat and confer the Rising Badge. Or must I inform Lance of this? I understand. Here, this is the Rising Badge. Hurry up, take it. Lee received Rising Badge. Rising Badge will enable your Pokemon to use the move for climbing waterfalls. Also, all Pokemon will recognize you as a trainer and obey your every command without question. Clair, reflect upon what it is that you lack and this child has. You have to be so mean to her, jeez. Come again if you so desire. You know young Master Lance? He looks so much like our master did in his youth. It's in their blood. It's been quite some time since a trainer has gained our master's rare approval. In fact, not since Master Lance. Wait! Clair, I'm sorry about this. Here, take this as my apology. Lee received TM24. Oh yeah, you didn't give me a TM. That contains dragon breath. No, it doesn't have anything to do with my breath. If you don't want it, you don't have to take it. What's the matter? Aren't you going to the Pokemon League? Do you know how to get there? From here, go to New Barktown, then surf east to the Pokemon League. The route there is very tough. Don't you dare lose at the Pokemon League. If you do, I'll feel even worse about having lost to you. Give it everything you've got. Hello, Lee? I have something here for you. Could you swing by my lab? See you later. If Claire allows it, her grandfather, our master, will also. You may enter. You defeated Claire? That's amazing. I've never heard of her losing to anyone other than Lance. I gotta catch a Dratini before we get out of here, though. Oh, wait, what? I could have gotten a Dratini if I answered the questions correctly. Okay, so I didn't answer underling, I didn't answer cheating, but I answered tough. Oh my god, I think because I said tough. Oh boy, I'm gonna regret this. I'm so gonna regret this. I'm soft resetting. I don't think I saved since I defeated Clair, maybe. No, when I swapped out for Wave Runner. Oh my god. Why didn't I save before going into the house? Oh my god, this is so stupid. Because I think maybe I need to have space because I didn't get anything while I was in there. Maybe I needed to have space for a Pokemon. I don't know. Oh my god, there were so many annoying trainers to deal with in there. I'm gonna have Cyndaquil sit it out for now. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Wait, do I have 8 badges? I don't have her badge yet, but I defeated her. Okay, yeah, the game counts that I beat Claire. I don't have to fight her again. That means when I go through here, this guy's gonna want to fight me, and then there's gonna be a billion trainers that also want to fight me. Only difference is now that this time I know that nothing is on the right side. So that I don't have to surf on the right is what I mean. So there were right and wrong answers. And I answered tough instead of anybody. Nope, you're not evolving. Don't be silly, Pidgey. Meant to go to Switch. Switch places with Haunter, who's probably gonna be a dingus and get like pretty beat up. Wow! I stepped into the water, and before I could get to the next piece of land, already got attacked. Here we go. Oh, but they failed too, so... It's probably the more annoying of the trainers. Hopefully we can continue from here. If I could ever make it to the little house. It's a stranger we don't know. It's like having a battle with land. We'll tell on you, Master will be angry with you. Oh wait, there was one item over here. Of course. I should have expected not to be able to make it across, like, the tiniest little jaunt across the water without getting attacked. It's always like when I'm one space away from getting to the land. It's like there's an angry Magikarp at like just blockading whatever piece of land I need to get to continue my journey. We are saving this time. So how did it go? She is not happy about giving it to me. Dragon breath. No, it doesn't have anything to do with my breath. If you don't want it, you don't have to take it. What's the matter? Aren't you going on to the Pokemon League? Do you know how to get there? From here, go to New Bark Town and surf east. So I can get a Dratini now. Gonna have to set the time back to normal pretty soon. Oh wait, what? No, it's a female Dratini? It's a good thing I decided to check before I went any further. But now I know I just gotta walk back in and talk to them. I'm gonna save after I do the quiz one more time, and I'm gonna skip all the dialogue. You can probably hear me mashing the button right now. This is gonna be stuck in my head. Come again if you so desire. Now I get the Dragon Breath TM from her. Alright, so maybe I should soft reset for a good one. This one's a female again. Let's check their stats at least. Alright, so we got a Dratini at level 15. And it's got 41 HP. 25 attack, 19 defense, 20 special, and 21 speed. This would have been one I would not have been one I would have kept anyway. Got worse HP. See, its speed is slower. It's got better defense. It's got 28 attack. How much? At 38 HP. So, would have been better attack and better defense, but the speed is trash and the special is trash, so. Attack would have been trash, but special being 24 would have been what? That's better. Speed being 22, that's better ish, not by much. Jeez, that's terrible. 20 defense and what was it, 39 HP. Ugh. The special was better, but everything else was hot trash. Do I have to pick up the Dratini right this moment? Because if I don't... ...37 HP. You can already tell it's not going to be very good. What would 23 speed look like? 10 to 13. Too bad that special attack and everything else was hot and garbo. I'll do one more attempt at a soft reset. Ugh. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, so got an idea because I'm almost out of time for the day. Not for the stream necessarily, but for the day. What I will probably do is make a checkpoint save file. I mean, I got back in here, may as well try one more time. And I need to check for my money amount anyway. That HP is pretty bad. It's pretty abysmal. Yeah, no. Oh! I needed to check for how much money and stuff I have. Let me go back in. Alright. And we are going to check first for our money amount. Oh, I didn't actually go out and buy those Ultra Balls, so my money is still up. So I have 141,215. Alright, so that would be the money amount, 141215. So well, I mean, I'm back in here, may as well check again. But after this one, I'm definitely gonna plop this in here and make a backup of this save. Oh, don't save! What are you doing, Pokemon? 39 HP. Ah, that speed is what's killing it right now. 22 speed, 24, 24, 20, 28. And it's got 39. This is a repeat of one of the ones I saw earlier. In any case. So let's quit to the cartridge, or quit the cartridge. Let's go do our time reset. But first, I'm going to make a backup of this moment in time so I can soft reset off screen. That's one of the good things about some of the equipment that they've made for some of these older games. So let's pull up the epilogue playback. Got it hooked in here. I do highly recommend picking up Epilogue's products. They are definitely worth it, especially if you're going to be doing repairs or changing batteries, or you just really don't want to lose your Pokemon save files, or any save file for that matter. It is definitely worth the investment, I'll tell you that much, guys. This is not sponsored, but it is well worth it. Where are we? We are in... Let's call it that, just in case. See, do I have it saved? Yep. All right, so now I'm gonna put this in a regular Game Boy color so that I can actually do the inputs. I don't need the epilogue playback stuff open anymore. Down select B, keep holding select, and then up left. Reset clock, yes. And our code is gonna be... Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. That would have been embarrassing. What? Wrong password? Did I input something incorrectly? Reset the clock, yes. 1, 2, 2. Password, okay. Okay, so I must have input something incorrectly the first time. Time's not set. It is Sunday. And it's gonna be 11:54 in 30 seconds. I like to be synced up with my computer time, so I'll give it a second to catch up. And then we can use the remainder of the stream time to kind of explore some of the other caves, like Union Cave and all this other stuff. Getting there. There we go. And now we're gonna save it. And my game is saved. Let's go put it back in the epilogue. Listen to me. In the analog pocket. Their names are similar. There we go. Back into the analog pocket it goes. And we're gonna play cartridge again. I don't have to worry about time stuff getting screwy in my game. I'll try one more time and then I'll soft reset. Want to give a nickname to the Dratini you just got? Nope. Oh. 40 HP, huh? And 27. Defense is Hot Garbo. Special attack went down. Speed went down. It's not very good. Oh well. We'll come back for it later. And if I can't come back for it later, well then I have a backup save file and I could just throw it into Stadium 2 and pick it up from there. And I'll soft reset from there. Not quite legit, I know, but I don't know, sometimes these games do weird things and I doubt you guys want to see me sit here and soft reset for like the next hour till I get just the right Dratini. So I do all the boring stuff off stream and we just focus on story and game progression on stream. I'm playing through 3 games at once though, guys, so depending on time constraints and work and everything will determine if I get to stream this game next Sunday. And if I can't stream it next Sunday, then maybe I'll stream some Sonic Frontiers because the new DLC dropped. Hello, Lee. I have something here for you. Could you swing by to my lab? See you later. We'll pass by Elm's lab, but we're not gonna do League stuff today, guys. We're not going to the Pokemon League. 1, I don't think we could do that in an hour, and 2, we're not here to do that. There's still some stuff that I want to explore while we're in Johto. I don't know if you can learn Rock Smash. What do you know? You know Flash and Strength? I don't know if you can learn Rock Smash. We gotta fly out to where do we gotta fly out to? Goldenrod. We can probably find the TM for smashing up rocks in there. Not in the Pokemon Center though. There's something I want to check though. Does this change down here? I want to know how you get into those other areas. I don't know if it's a time-based thing or it's a day thing. I don't know. I don't know if it's the 5th floor that has TMs. I'm taking a guess. Oh, I want to say maybe? Oh, I got TM 27. What? What is this? Fury Punch, Ice Punch, that may make the full flinch, lower accuracy. That is not anything that I wanted. Do you sell TMs? Nope. Nope. You are a regular shop NPC, I guess. So are you. Alright, which is Rock Smash? Lots of Googling tonight. It's this one, TM08. I'm gonna buy 5 of them for now. I gotta see if Bellsprout can learn Rock Smash, then I'll teach it to Bellsprout, but if not, hopefully Jigglypuff can learn it. I don't think Bellsprout can learn it, but I'm gonna try. I had already bought some Rock Smash? Oh my gosh. Ampharos can learn it, and Wave Runner can learn it. But Flash Cut cannot learn it. Well, that's fine. I don't think I'll be using Cut inside caves very often, so maybe that's a good thing. Let's see if Jigglypuff can learn it. Jigglypuff is not able to learn Rock Smash, of course not. Well, that's kind of really annoying then. Alright, what Pokemon can learn Rock Smash? Well, the question of HM Pokemon never gets old. Huh, okay, maybe a Psyduck can learn it? Psyduck can learn Flash. Hold on, even better. I don't think I have any spare Pokemon that I can teach it to, though. And I know Union Cave is going to be annoying. Maybe I don't know. Let's go through my boxes and see. The Sentret learned Rock Smash? Nope. Moving along. We got 2 Slowpokes, but Can Corsola learn Rock Smash? It can learn Rock Smash. Alright, I guess this Corsola is gonna learn Rock Smash. May as well teach it all the other stuff too. Wait, but Corsola can't learn Flash. That's the problem with Corsola. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. It was box 2 then. Box 1? It's not an HM, but you still need it. They did this with Headbutt as well in this gen. You know, let's see how far we can get without doing all that, I guess. Which I don't think is going to be very far, but... You know, a place I want to explore is near Mahogany Town, so let's go there first. Wait, am I going to need Flash inside this cave, or is that just in Gold and Silver? Okay, no, I don't need Flash in here. Oh my god. I wonder, can Meryl learn it? Nope, Meryl can't learn it. Staryu can. Oh my. I'm never gonna get out of this cave. Staryu, Starmie, Psyduck, Golduck. I think they can't learn is like Cut, but they can learn all the other ones. Including Flash. It is a very busy night for wild Pokemon to decide to attack me at every possible opportunity that they find, huh? I guess I will be trying to capture a Psyduck, guys. Just for use here. That was funny. Are you a trainer I've never faced before? Yo, Marcus! Hugh wants to battle and sends out Seadra. Oh my god, we're just finding all of the annoying Pokemon battles tonight. Sorry, my mistake. I'm investigating Mount Mortar, but my pal's gone AWOL. Have you seen a trainer who has a Slowpoke that can use strength? Wait, can we surf here? What's out here? Oh, there's an item here is what there is. If you know I could not get attacked every 5 seconds, that'd be great. You found rare candy, but guess what? Your backpack's full. Oh my god, toss these. I don't care. Rather have the rare candy. I can always buy more Paralyzio. I can't buy more rare candy. It's the only reason I want the rare candy is just to be able to potentially IV check. For water and grass types, this might be a good spot for leveling if it wasn't, you know, so annoying to get here. And oh my gosh, what was the point? Just, please, let me get to the items. Another max potion. Hello, Golbat. I have no interest in you right now. I can learn it, right? Yeah, I can. I just had to double check that Saito could actually learn it. Or triple check, because now I'm just paranoid. I wonder where all of this is going to lead me to. What am I going to find going deeper and deeper into these caves? Oh, TM40. Found a TM. What's TM40? Defense curl. Why is that a TM? Who's gonna use defense curl? We're going deeper and deeper into this cave, and right as I'm about to pick up an item, I get attacked again by a grappler. So what item is this that I can't pick up? Oh, it's an escape rope. Well, you know what? I definitely want the escape rope. It's gonna be more useful than, I don't know, 8 antidotes, 1 awakening. I never use these. Go away. Throw away awakening, yes. At least this has utility, something I would actually use. I've never gone this deep into a cave in this game so far before. I guess we'll go south and see what's down here. Aside from another random Pokemon battle encounter. I found a full restore, but you don't have any space left! Even though your backpack has like a million, like bajillion pockets. I don't care for an ice heal. Take the full restore, that's more useful. I found a dragon scale, but I can't take it with me. You know why I can't take it with me? Can you guess why? Guess I'm getting rid of 8 antidotes. I'm pretty sure I need this to evolve a Pokemon. I feel like there's an item down there. I am gonna save, and then I'm going to check for that item. There was an item. An elixir, but you can't carry anymore because 20 items in your backpack, dog. I'm about to get rid of those potions too. Why can you only carry 20 items in your backpack? Hold on. What can we do? Haunter. Item. Give. Wait, hold on. The pink bow raises power of normal type moves. Okay. Item. Give. You can wear the pink bow for now, which will mean that I can pick this up. No, we can go down? Where am I? You found an iron, but guess what? If you guess that you can't give it, or you can't hold on to it, you guessed right. Wait. Oh, I thought it consumed it. I was like, whoa! I didn't want to consume it. Jeez. This is one of those instances where I probably should have bought like a million max repels because this is going to drive me insane. Oh my God, there's so many branching paths. I'm gonna go left because there's obviously an item there that I see. I wish, right, that I could set it up so that if I got attacked by something, it just instantly goes to this screen. Like, forget the little animation, forget the spinning thing. I just want to get through this cave. We found the max revive. Okay, that's kind of good, I guess. There's nothing there. 2 steps! 2 steps! Just let me go, please. Let me get through this cave. Nothing there. It takes over like 10 seconds, almost 20 seconds to run away from a battle. This goes down. I guess I'll check this out first, since I'm already here. Oh my goodness. I don't care. I know where we're at now. Or at least this looks familiar. I don't know if I fought that guy before. I don't think I have. Hey, I'm the Karate King. I train alone here in the dark. You battle with me. Warg. Black Belt Kia wants to battle. And sent out a Hitmonlee. That's one miss. That's two misses. That's three misses. That's one miss. Alright, we defeated the Karate King. Warg, I'm beaten. I'm crushed. My training is still not enough. But a loss is a loss, I admit it. As proof that you defeated me, I'll give you a rare fighting Pokemon. Got a Tyrogue? Give a nickname to the Tyrogue you received? No. Tyrogue is a fighting type. He evolves into a tougher Pokemon. Keep up the hard work. I'll keep training too. Farewell. Oh, Tyrogue. I have no idea if this is even good. Like, you have to do a battle to be able to get it? Like, why can't there be a separate dialogue box to speak to him? Where's my IV calculator here? I can already tell you, I'm not keeping this Tyrogue. Because its IVs are absolutely trash. Not a single thing about this Tyrogue is good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe it, well, got good HP. Its attack is between 10 and 14, but everything else is like so low. It would get slapped. I know. So I know that he's down there. So I'll have to loop back. We'll keep exploring the cave. And then I'll save in front of him and I'll soft reset there too. We got 2 Pokemon to soft reset for, 2 gift Pokemon. Of course not. I get on the bike, I take 1 step on the bike and Or I move one square rather on the bike, and here we go. Instantly got attacked by Rattata. Can one of you guys at least be a shiny and make this worth my time? I ain't going down there. Wait, that is where I'm supposed to go. What am I talking about? I have to risk another battle or two just to see what's down here. Like 20 seconds to get out of a battle whenever you get attacked by a wild Pokemon. It takes so long. I think I know what I'm going to do to offset some of this forever time consuming nonsense. Okay, so there's nothing here. Other than trying to figure out how to get that one random item I saw there. I'm gonna save... Actually, turn off battle animations there while I'm on this side. This is getting to a point of being stupid at this point. I can't believe it takes 20 something seconds. Takes like 20 something seconds for you to like get through a battle because of this animation, because of whatever little animation the Pokemon does here. Oh my goodness. I feel like now I'm getting attacked even more because I decided to not have to deal with the battle animations. I think I'm gonna make it to the front of that guy I'll make it to the front of that trainer, save, and I think that'll be it for tonight's stream, because we didn't do as much as I would have wanted to do, but I mean, we got through the Blackthorne City stuff, and we explored this cave, and got to a Thai Rogue, and I guess that was worth it a little bit, I guess. I wish I could talk to him so I could just have the battle done. Guess we'll do one more. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be decent IVs. Who knows? But apparently it has 30 and then everything is 15 if it's maxed. Ugh. It's gonna have terrible everything, I can tell. Well, it's got 14 in literally everything, which means its HP is gonna tank. Yep. Alrighty, so I guess that's where we will cut it for tonight. So next time we'll explore the region some more. There's still some caves I want to look through, and then we'll make our way through to Indigo Plateau and take on the Elite Four. Like I said, playing through 3 games is really time consuming, especially when I'm leveling up every Pokemon to see which ones I want to use and not use and all that. So bear with me guys if I don't stream this game every single weekend. But I will try my best to do it as often as I can. So if I'm not able to stream this game, then I will probably do some Sonic Frontiers and check out that new DLC, since I had platinum the game. So we'll do that. So let's go ahead and plug our socials into the chat. All right. So if you want to know when I'm going to stream again, go ahead and give me a follow over at twitter.com or x.com at this point, /EliteMustang, where you can catch little updates about when I'm going to be streaming, which is usually Sunday night starting at 9 p.m., but you can find it there. And of course, give me a follow over at instagram.com /Elite.Mustang, where you can see what I'm adding to my game collection over time. Actually updated it earlier this week, so you can check out some of the stuff that I've added since then. Excuse me. Ooh. Allergic to socials, I think. Anyway, and of course, give me a follow over at youtube.com /EliteMustang, where you can see all of my awesome long plays, let's plays, reviews, so on and so forth. Lots of cool stuff to check out over there. And of course, you'll be able to find the VODs of this stream over there as well. So if you want to see what I've been doing earlier, or my experiences with the game earlier on, you can go ahead and give me a follow over on that. And of course, if you happen to be watching this over at youtube.com/LeeMustang, please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel to help it grow. Click the little bell icon to be in the know. And I'll see you guys in the next part. Until then, guys, which will probably hopefully be next weekend, take care.